So for the outer coating of our fast food, we're going to use cornflakes. These are just a generic brand. So I'm going to put them in to a Ziploc bag. And I'm going to crush them. I'm going to roughly crush them because we want them obviously smaller than the flakes they are, but we don't want them a complete dust. A rolling pin. And you can do these as chunky as you would like. You can see I've crushed down the cornflakes and I'm going to put them in a bowl ready to coat my chicken. Cornflakes are ideal because they are naturally fairly sweet from the added sugar they have in them, but they're obviously healthier than the fat and sugar that's in your normal fast food. So this is your base, the base is the cornflakes. Now to the cornflakes you can add paprika, which will give it a bit of a earthy, spicy flavour, but not too hot. If you like a hot coating to your fast food, then add some chilli powder, add some hot chilli powder. If you like your coating of your chicken to be garlicky, add some garlic granules or garlic salt or mustard powder. So you can really adapt this to your own taste and add what you like in here. So I'm going to crack some eggs into a bowl and add a little bit of milk and a pinch of salt. Salt helps break the egg white up in your bowl, and then just break that up with a fork. So I have 4 chicken breasts here. I'm going to use 2 of them, one as a plain chicken fillet and the other one as a coated chicken fillet. You'll see that a lot of them come with this false, what's known as the false fillet tucked behind. So I pulled that out because I'm going to use that for chicken strips later. And your chicken is still quite thick. So I'm going to put it in another fresh Ziploc bag that I've used previously. And I'm going to bash it with a rolling pin to flatten it out a bit and make it an even thickness. I'm happy now that that's the thickness that I'd like. Remove it from the bag and you've now got a flattened, even thickness chicken fillet. I'm just going to do that with the other one I'm going to do. So with this other fillet I'm going to make some chicken breast nuggets. So I'm just going to cut off strips into nugget sized pieces. So those are nice and much healthier than fried ones. And if you want to make popcorn out of just chicken breast, you can just cut small pieces off and just make smaller bits. So I'm going to make 2 thighs and a breast into a chicken nugget, which is more like the sort of chicken nuggets that you get in the supermarket that's got, that are minced up. So I'm going to remove as much chicken as I can from the bone. You can just use thigh meat. Using leg meat for this is a little bit fiddly because of the way that the chicken leg is and all the sinews in it. So I would use just thigh meat or thigh meat and breast meat if you'd like a mixture, but thigh meat will be a lot more economical. Then you can just chop this up with a knife, or if you have a food processor, whiz it in the food processor for a few minutes to mince up the meat. So the meat's in the mixer, and on pulse I'm just going to pulse it. That's all finally minced up. Okay, so this is one of my flattened breast pieces. So I'm going to dip that in the egg and milk mixture. Just let it dry off a little bit. So you're going to keep your left hand as your wet hand and your right hand as your dry hand. So I'm going to put this into the cornflakes and then flip it over. Make sure that the breast is all nicely covered in your cornflakes and spice mixture. So you repeat the process. I've got the chicken strips here, so into the liquid, drain them off, into your cornflakes, oops, mix my hands, naughty. Now look what's happened. This one shows you exactly what happens if you mix your hands. So the chicken nugget bits, I've put them all in the bowl, and I'm just going to let them drain a little bit in a sieve because it'll just speed the process up a little bit. And then into the cornflakes again. So it's really, really easy. It's just a matter of getting your blend of spices in here to suit you and your taste. So this is your chicken mixture here. So I'm going to add a little bit of pepper seasoning. You could quite happily add some garlic salt or paprika or again chilli in there if you would like to, or have them absolutely plain. So I'm just going to mix that in with my hands. And as you find, it's sticking together quite happily on its own, so it's not going to need any additional binding ingredient. So I'm going to make this into some chicken nuggets. So with one hand, shaping that round, tossing it in the egg mixture, and once again into your cornflake mixture. So if you want to make little bits of popcorn, tiny little bits into your mixture, into your cornflakes. So I think you sort of get the idea how easy and straightforward it is. So all there is now, you've adjusted the seasoning to your requirements, is to cook the various bits of chicken off. So your big breast piece here is going to take a little longer to cook than, say, your chicken nuggets, and your thighs are going to take a little bit longer to cook. So I'm going to start off by putting my breast in the oven with some thigh pieces and some leg pieces, I think, as well. And then we will come back and put the nuggets in, the ones that I made with the minced up meat in, and then everything else. Put the spicy wings and the minced up meat, chicken meat nuggets in, and then finally we'll put these much smaller pieces in. So these go in the oven at 200 degrees C, and these larger pieces will take 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to cook off my chicken fillet. So I've just sprayed my hot griddle pan. Put the chicken in there to cook. I'm going to leave it for a few minutes and it'll take on the lovely marks from the griddle pan. So this is had 2 minutes in the griddle pan, so it should be ready to turn over. We've got the lovely marks on the surface of the chicken, and that's just going to go in my oven to cook off for 20 minutes. It smells absolutely delicious. So you've got your chicken legs there, your chicken thighs. This is your the chicken that we made with the minced up chicken. And then these are the nuggets we made with your chicken breasts. They've got your chicken fillets, your popcorn and your wings. I'm going to show you what you can do with your 2 chicken breasts. This is the plain breast, and this is the breast that's coated in your spicy cornflakes. So you cut them up. And serve it on a salad. Same with this. Or place, of course, in a burger bun, but I'll talk about that on my in my burger section. Lovely succulent breasts of chicken. So there we have it, 2 chicken salads. So these salads could quite easily be made up into a lunchbox with some spicy rice or spicy pasta salad as well. So I'd just leave them to cool first before you cut them up, and then you can put them in the fridge, and then they're ready to take to work in the morning.